Well, you can't open up TikTok or Instagram lately without a fitness or wellness influencer telling you to get more protein. But it's not as easy to figure out exactly where to get it from and how much you actually need. Here to help us out this morning is Jenni Beharry. She's a nutritionist with Caven Nutrition. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's talk about the basics. What exactly is protein and why do we need it?
So protein is the building blocks of your entire body. So it's useful for making our hair. We need it for our skin. We need it for all the tissues in our body and also for hormone production.
Okay.
Which is so important because a lot of people are like, my hormones are in balance. This is one of the things that can help you a little bit. Yeah.
So what exactly is protein?
So there's lots of different types of protein.
Okay.
So you can get vegetarian-based types, you can get meat-based types as well. But it's like really those sources that you get, you're looking to get things that are going to help you feel really full and satisfied because it helps you balance your blood sugar for the whole day.
Smart, I love that. Some great advice. Okay, let's move on to see how much protein we should actually be eating because it does vary depending on how much you weigh.
It does. So this really does vary. So these are in the in kilograms. So you sometimes have you can do that sort of equation right there.
Yep.
But what might work better for us, is people that you take your weight and you divide it by 2.2.
Okay.
Yes. So there are a few different examples here which work really well.
So if you're about 110 pounds, you need 40 to 50 grams a day.
Yeah. And these are more like minimums, I would say. So you can get too much protein, which we'll talk about, but these are sort of on the minimum side, but I actually think it's easy enough for most people to get 20 grams per meal, but we'll show you how.
Okay, that's a great way to break it down.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about some of those myths and those truths when it comes to protein.
Yes.
So first of all, myth number 1, can you eat too much?
Yes.
Okay, truth.
You
ding,
can,
ding, ding.
It's a truth, yeah. You can definitely eat too much, but you can definitely eat too much or drink too much. You can drink too much water.
Exactly.
Everything.
Exactly.
But it's actually really hard to eat too much protein because you'll feel too full. You'll be like, my stomach.
Oh, right. So you will feel it.
Yeah, you start to feel really full
if you eat too much protein.
You start to feel full. You start to feel too. It's actually so difficult. So the sources that mainly are for protein, they're not by themselves, like chicken breast or that fish that we were looking at earlier, on their own are not super palatable. It's the other things that we add into our diet. Also from fast sources of food, fats and carbs are readily available. You'll be able to walk into a coffee shop and get, a croissant, but you're not necessarily able to get, like a chicken breast.
Right, exactly. Just hanging out
just
there.
Loose.
Just loose and ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, does it taste good?
Yes, it does taste good when you add stuff to it, but on its own, I would say that most protein sources are not they're pretty bland, which is why we add stuff to it. It's why we add sauces and mixed stir fries.
If you think of a chicken, most people add flavoring to their chicken to give it some flavor.
Yes, season your food.
Okay, I love that. Is protein easy to access?
It is easy to access because there's many sources of it, but I would say if you are at a grocery store, it's easy to access. When you're in the world, you've just got to think a little quicker, which is what I'm going to help you with.
Let's help us out. You have some great examples.
Yes.
Where should we be getting protein? Is there one meal of the day that's the most important to get that protein?
The most important is your first meal of the day. So if you're an intermittent faster, you would just do it at your lunch when you're doing that, but breakfast. So I started out with a few breakfast things that are here.
Love that.
So you've got this collagen, which is really, I just tell everybody to put this in their coffee. Melissa and I were talking about putting that in your coffee.
saying, I put that in my coffee every single day.
If you're a plant-based human being and can't do a real Greek yogurt that's made with dairy, you can definitely do a coconut-based yogurt and add stuff to it. You can add collagen to it. Add collagen to it or add a plant-based protein to it.
What's this little?
This is a ice cream made of cottage cheese. The recipe will be up on our website. It's melting under the hot heat lights.
That's okay. That looks still so good.
Yeah,
and then
I know.
you just added some ingredients
to it. Added some peanut butter and some chocolate chips. And then also to balance everything out, you can also add any berries you want to any of these to also make it more delicious.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. More examples of protein for us?
Yeah, so these are some fast ones. We've got some sardines. Not everybody's a sardine fan. Got some eggs in here, super fast.
Great
some boiled eggs.
Okay, I
some
love
tuna.
these.
They're so great.
My producer had this at her desk the other day. She was eating away. She's like, do you mind tuna? I'm like, no, because I eat these all the time.
All the time, yeah.
They're just easy to have in your purse in case you get hungry, right?
Yeah, and then this is a little harder.
It's tuna, by the way.
Giant salmon. Yeah, so it's a little canned tuna and a canned salmon. They do have ones where the top peels off. This is my beloved bro smoothie.
Okay, your bro smoothie. I love it. So what's inside?
So all you're doing literally is just taking protein powder and an alternative milk, or milk if you drink milk, and you can tolerate dairy, then just have that. But that's it. Like, it's literally protein powder in that. So it's a little better than just water.
So give us an example of how much protein. 23 grams.
23 grams, yeah, in like a little packet like this, or in one scoop. But this is actually like one of the fastest. I'm going to drink this later.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the fastest ways to get protein without having to make anything. And we've got bars as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're out of time, so let's quickly just go over how else you can add protein.
Over here, we've got some like plant-based ones. So we've got the pastas that are here.
Right.
This bone broth is really useful. It has 9 grams of protein. So instead of using a vegetable-based broth, put this in if you do eat meat.
Okay, that's such a great idea. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us exactly what protein is and why we need more of it in our diet.
Yeah,
and again, the recipe is on your website. What's the website?
CavenNutrition.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenni, for joining us this morning. Hopefully you're getting that protein in your breakfast as we speak.